Hey, it's Friday. This is Kelly Nash, infotainment time, and big updates regarding Iran, Israel. Yesterday, Carolyn Levitt announced, I have a message directly from the president, and I quote, based on the fact that there's a substantial chance of negotiations that may or may not take place with Iran in the near future. I will make my decision whether or not to go within the next 2 weeks. So Trump, again, trying diplomacy with the Iranians, begging them to pick up the phone, constantly reminding them that I gave you 60 days, and on day 61, you saw what Israel did to you. It was brutal. Now, Iran has upped it. I mean, I don't know if you've been paying much attention to this, but Iran has weapons that we did not think, that the Israelis did not think that they had. And yesterday in the Middle East, they were getting newscasts like this.
The next story takes a look at how, after firing hypersonic missiles, Iran is now claiming to unleash next-generation missiles.
What the hell is a next-generation missile? The hypersonic missile was deadly enough. That is technology that, according to military experts, only 2 countries on Earth have, which is China and the U.S., and neither one of them, thankfully, have ever used them in battle. So what you saw the other night was the first time we've ever seen a hypersonic missile in action. Now, we've had a bunch of failed testing of hypersonic missiles from Russia, North Korea, Pakistan, others. They don't have the technology yet. But does Iran? Or could it be that China, I mean, as recently as last week, maybe it was this week, but was it Monday? I forget exactly the timeline. Was it last weekend or this previous Monday, where there was several flights out of China that were reported to go missing? They had flight logs that they were going to a certain destination, and then they varied off of those flight paths, and they were lost. Well, they weren't lost to the Chinese, apparently. It's not like they put out a rescue mission for them. I bet if I could check the flight logs in Tehran, that's where they landed. And were they carrying the hypersonic missiles? Again, only 2 countries have that technology, the U.S. and China. It appears that the U.S. is going to continue to clearly back Israel, and it appears that China is fully in for Iran. We are in a very dangerous time in the world's history. And then Candace Owens, one of the biggest voices on the right, she has a huge platform. She gets on her show and takes a question apparently from a military member who says, I don't believe that we should be getting involved in Iran. If I get orders to go to Iran, what should I do?
I love this question. I do believe that if war in Iran is on the agenda, and that appears so, get dishonorably discharged. Who cares? Who cares? Why should you go die in a foreign land? You can think about those men and those women who died because they were pitched that they were serving their country because there were weapons of mass destruction, right? They were serving their country because the Taliban, they were serving their country, whatever, and these people gave up their lives. And ask yourselves, for what? And the answer to that question is for the elites. They're like toy soldiers. And I would have said a few weeks ago that Trump would never do that to you. He would never just throw you into an Israeli war. But right now, our planes are flying in the sky, and things are going nuclear. So I don't have that confidence anymore. And I'm comfortable with people being dishonorably discharged because the dishonor has come from our politicians.
I'm glad that Candace Owens is comfortable with somebody betraying their country. That's comforting to know, Candace. I mean, outside of what the repercussions of a dishonorable discharge are, put that to the side. You just basically said that George W. Bush and Barack Hussein Obama, that they treated the military like suckers and losers. They're toy soldiers. We sent them off to die, knowing that what they were pitching them on was not real, according to Candace. And now she's afraid Donald Trump is going to do the exact same thing, that Donald Trump is going to treat the military like suckers and losers. Apparently, Candace Owens does not respect or believe even that there's a possibility that the president of the United States has access to information that you won't, that's not printed in the New York Times or the Washington Post or Fox News or wherever, that they have intelligence that you don't have. But I'll also point out that last Saturday I had the honor of being at the military parade up in D.C., and I saw a group of young people take the oath. The president gave them the oath. Here is the oath that you swore. I, state my name, do solemnly swear that I will support and defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that I will bear true faith and allegiance to the same, and that I will obey the orders of the President of the United States and the orders of the officers appointed over me according to the regulations in the Uniform Code of the Military Justice, so help me God. It's not like, she's acting like the military, some general had to come in and kind of hype them up and, hey, guys, look, I really think that they've got these weapons of mass destruction. Are you with me or not? When you join the military, you're saying, I am willing to be the lethal tip of the spear. I believe that there's going to be violence in this world, and I want the United States to win said violence. Violence has been a constant on this earth for as long as there's been history. As long as there's been somebody to write down what the hell has been happening, nations have been going against nations, tribes have gone against tribes, and there's a myriad of reasons as to why. If you're with the United States and you signed up to be in the military, I salute you. I honor that service and that sacrifice that you're making. And I don't think that should even be a question in your mind, that the president is going to betray me because I'm a toy soldier. You are here to defend the Constitution of the United States against all enemies, foreign and domestic. And if the president of the United States and the officers appointed over you have made the decision that we need to attack Iran, then you need to attack Iran. Donald Trump clearly does not want to attack Iran. That should be abundantly clear. And let's pray that Iran picks up the phone over the next 2 weeks and says, you know what, bring the inspectors back. I don't know what we're trying to fool with. We're not building a nuclear program. Or even we were trying to get away with it. You caught us. Let's back out of it. Look, Trump is usually going to give you a deal where you get something nice as well. That's, if you look at his history in business and even as the president, when he finally cuts deals, he usually gives you a little something extra to try to make it sweeter for you. He wants you to be able to go back to your people and tell them, hey, look, this is what I got from the U.S. Trump, I'm sure, would be willing to do that for Iran right now. He doesn't want a war. I don't want a war. You don't want a war. There doesn't have to be a war. But Iran holds the cards on whether or not there's going to be a war or not. So pray for, this is a weird prayer. Pray for the Ayatollah that he gets some sense put into him, that we don't need all this death and destruction. Wow, that was a serious segment. Not a whole lot of attainment in the info there, but we got it. We got through it. We've got other news. By the way, if you have feedback on that and want to maybe share an opinion that's differing from mine, I'd love to hear from you. Yeah, I'll take opinions from everybody. The talkback feature on the iHeartRadio app. If you're listening on the iHeartRadio app, hit that microphone. We'd love to talk to you about it.